Welcome back to a shorthanded 405 Sports. Talk about this video about the Chargers and a top 3 collapse of all time. What can you say? I mean, the first half you're up 27-7 going into halftime. You think you're good, and then next thing you know, it's 27-14. It's 30-14, 30-20. 30-28, and then 30-31.
Yeah.
So
I'd say the collapse started the week before by playing all the starters and getting Mike Williams hurt. While you don't consider Mike Williams a top 10 receiver in the league, what he does to this offense is unbelievable because they really had – I mean, Palmer and Carter are kind of there to take the top off the defense, but Carter ended up getting hurt and Palmer didn't do anything. All you really got to go deep is Mike Williams, and it's – pretty much a proven fact. If you throw it to Mike, he's gonna catch the ball. So getting him hurt just looks foolish on Brandon Staley. And then, they just look blanketed the whole second half.
Just look like a whole new team. And I think we both talked about this, and we also talked about it starts with last week with Staley and the decision to play those guys. But we had talked about before we started this that. Even like these possessions, I mean, 7 plays for 2.5 minutes when you're up 27-7. Like, I think you kind of got to know, like, hey, we don't got to snap the ball at the 30-second marker. You can kind of let it run just a little bit. Like, I don't know. They had 3 possessions. Now, one of them, granted, it was due to timeouts called by the Jaguars, but you got 3 possessions here under 2.5 minutes. That's. When you're up like that, I mean, obviously maybe not at the time at 30-28, but my gosh, it just seemed like a whole different offense in the second half.
Then you finally put together a good 14-play drive. It takes up 7 minutes, and you miss the field goal. So all that momentum you thought you just got back is just out the window.
Yeah, which I was surprised. Dicker the kicker,
he's been pretty good.
He's
pulled it a little bit.
And then obviously the Bosa penalty, like that turns it into the going for 2
instead of a tie game. They win because they went for 2.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, kind of shout. I mean, not necessarily shout out to Doug Peterson, but definitely shout out Doug Peterson for going for it. Because there's coaches out there that would have been like, nah, just let's get our 1.
Yeah.
And there's definitely coaches out there that would have thought that, but.
Shoot, but by the way that last drive was looking, they may have scored a touchdown regardless.
Yeah, no kidding. They could have walked it all the way down there. Also Joey Bosa, he's just kind of. Now I will say he's kind of right in where he did jump. That guy.
Yeah.
I don't know the offensive lineman's name off of the top of my mind, but he definitely jumped, and I can see why you're mad, but. At the same time, you got to know to hold your composure at the end right there.
I mean, you can go do it on the sideline.
You can
on the middle of the field.
Yeah. You just can't be doing it right there. That just isn't going to work. But
I was going to talk about should the title be, did Joey Bosa lose this game for the Chargers? Because he had some other penalty, too. Looks like Austin Eckler, who is, I'm pretty sure led the league in touchdowns. Or
he definitely was.
He got 5 carries the entire second half.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
I mean, Kelly's not bad, but he's not Austin Eckler.
He is their third down running back for a reason.
Yeah.
There's no reason that Joshua Kelly needs to be getting.
No, they didn't run the ball much at all in the second half.
No.
That's not how the game script should go when you're trying to kill the clock.
You got it, that's just on top of Staley already not hurting his players, but getting his players hurt by playing them. He just had bad clock management. Is this his second year, right?
I believe so.
So this comes to a lot of new coaches like Nathaniel Hackett. He was terrible with clock management. They had to bring in another coach. It seems like a lot of these guys just don't.
Mike McDaniels.
He also
in the Dolphins game yesterday.
He also had bad. I mean, he was pretty heated about that. He said that they were told it was a first down at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he did definitely have a lot of teams actually. Even the Ravens had bad clock management yesterday.
Yeah. I don't even know if you could blame that on Skylar Thompson. I feel like them trying to get the plays in. Like, dude, you got to go.
Yeah.
can't use your timeouts there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Especially in the second half. I mean, it's not that big of an issue in the first half.
Right.
You do not want to waste your timeouts in the second half.
I'll say I know we're really trying to talk about the Chargers, but when it comes to like just the wild card weekend, like Ken Dorsey, dude, like you don't have to chunk it 65 yards. I know that's maybe not necessarily the play, but your turnovers just come off of 65-yard bombs.
Yeah.
And you don't got to do that every time.
Yeah, the Bills are kind of like Dallas, Kellen Moore. They try to do too much sometimes. Sometimes you just got to hand the ball off to Moss.
Yeah, and James Cook is definitely, I feel like, the best running back. I know he had fumbling troubles, but...
Singletary, all of them. Any of them you can give them the rock, and they're not going to do bad.
Right.
You don't have to throw it every down.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they do have... You like Gabe Davis?
Yeah, the big... What was it? Romo? Big game Gabe?
Yeah, because he is cold in the playoffs. Yeah. I'll give him that. I just know a lot of people on sports pages don't like Gabe Davis.
No.
So.
I think that's when he only shows up. And he was a one-hit wonder in the game last year. We had 4 or 5 touchdowns, whatever.
He's definitely one. Yeah.
But he's backing it up a little bit this year, especially in the playoffs again.
I thought he was going to have another 1,000-yard season, but
yeah,
I think he has like...
It's tough for Diggs over there, but yeah.
After
you think that also helped.
Yeah, that's true. Cole Beasley showed out for him yesterday as well.
He did.
And Dawson. Actually, they just kind of had a good game overall.
Yep. Everett went off. That was good. Parham did good as well.
Those guys solidified that they need to not take a tight end.
Mm-hmm. Keenan Allen, of course. He didn't get targeted very much in the second half, though. I think that's got to be... If you're going to throw the ball, I mean, it's got to be to Keenan.
Well, I think 10 of his targets were in the first half.
Yeah.
I believe. I think I saw that right. But
sounds like Justin Jefferson.
It just it comes back to what you brought up first. Second half you got to run the ball.
Yeah.
I
feel like they did capitalize off the turnovers, but like in a game where they turn the ball over 5 times,
let's see.
And you got to win that. Especially they were all in the first half. One thing, Dallas hasn't played yet, but if Dak threw 4 touchdowns and 4 picks, he's not getting praised at all. No way.
No.
He's getting crucified.
He would be getting crucified.
Which Trevor Lawrence was in the first half, but after it, they're like...
It's almost like Trevor Lawrence didn't throw 4 picks.
No, it was like he went ballistic.
Yeah. Which, don't get me wrong, I'll give him that. He did do good in the second half. But at the same time, that first half, it was...
It was good for his debut, for sure, to bounce back from
that. Yeah. Not the greatest for Herbert.
No.
Joe Lombardi, that guy... There's a lot of people in the league that got hired because of their name, and he is definitely one of them.
Yeah. Come on.
I don't get it, man. 27 to actually, you really were up 27-0. You know, it was
27.
That's just heartbreaking, man.
Jags fans probably left.
Yeah.
So they had the game was over.
I will say Rashawn Slater, if he would have played, that definitely would have helped Herbert out, because on that last possession, he was sacked for loss of 7.
Yeah.
So and I think that was on Slater's side. So definitely, I think he could have helped. I just don't get it, man. It was watching it, and it was kind of like you're thinking, like, is this really about to happen? And it did. So.
Chargers will be back next year, I would think.
Yeah,
I feel like they should be a lot better than what their record is, though.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good roster.
Their defense definitely needs to be changed because J.C. Jackson does not need to be worried about zone coverage. He can't.
Mm-mm.
He can't do zone coverage. He's strictly man-on-man. And I know he got hurt, but at the same time, when he was out there, he just wasn't good at all.
Got benched, didn't
he? He did get benched.
Shout out Evan Ingram. Butterfingers was terrible on the Giants.
He was, and we got to give props to Daniel Jones as well.
No kidding. He balled out.
He absolutely
But we
balled
called
out.
it. We said the Vikings were frauds.
Did say they were fraudulent. But yeah, Evan Ingram, kind of weird that he never could catch a ball from Daniel Jones.
No.
And I think that's also why I never really liked Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
I was always just like, man, I don't know.
His receivers aren't great.
No. They're not.
But yesterday they were just running wide open.
They were. I mean, it looked like it was nothing. Slayton and Hodges, man.
Richie James had one get tipped. If he caught it, it was probably a touchdown. Slayton, that last drive, the game was over.
Yeah,
I don't know how he dropped that.
Yeah, I don't either. Tyler Huntley almost outplayed Joe Burr. Almost. Greg Roman, that's what it is. Yep. And all the Ravens fans. I don't like the Ravens at all, but I know they want him gone.
Yeah. I saw Tylen was posting that year 2 was complete and he's ready for year 3, and I clicked on the comments. I thought it was going to be all the Ravens fans like, dude, you're freaking garbage. You had like 3 catches this year, but most of them were pretty positive. Like, dude, I wish they'd let you out of the cage, my man. I think we're wasting you. I'm like, that's how all the Oklahoma State fans feel, for sure. Just give him a chance.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is
80-year-old Sammy Watkins and James Prochet, who couldn't catch a tip drill pass.
Yeah. And I mean, Tylan Wallace, I think, was the Biletnikoff his year.
Oh, he was.
He was robbed of it from
Jerry Jeudy.
Jerry Jeudy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Jerry may have had just a tad bit better stats. I can't remember off the top of my head, but when you look at
when you looked at ranked opponents, it was Jeudy had 0 stats across the board against ranked opponents. Yeah. And Collins was like 800 yards, 8 touchdowns. It was disgusting. Yeah. Because he went off against Texas that year. He went off against OU. Had like 240 against both of them.
Iowa State.
Yeah.
And the thing with Jeudy,
corn dog.
The thing with Jeudy is also he has All-Americans everywhere. Like I don't know. I'm not hating on Jeudy because obviously it has nothing to do with him in terms of him winning it because that deals with voters and all that crap. I think Tylan, he should definitely get some reps. I don't know.
Give him a shot.
It's crazy. Doesn't help that they also drafted Likely.
Yeah.
And
he's actually decent.
No. He is really good. And
Bateman's good.
He's just hurt. Yeah.
Jamar went off.
Jamar is Jamar. I'll give him that. I think within the next year, we'll be talking about Jamar being better than Justin Jefferson.
He had Humphreys pissed off the whole game.
Yeah, that's Humphreys.
Humphreys or no, it was Peters. Marcus Peters.
Both of them.
They were both. Whichever one was fighting with him, because one of them ended up punching Joe Mixon in the stomach. That was Peters.
That was Peters, definitely. Which I think both of them are probably mad.
They both were.
Jamar, just because I really do feel like Jamar is better than Justin Jefferson, because you see Justin Jefferson get shut down a lot, it feels like. So I do feel like within next year you'll be talking about Jamar probably being better. Just my opinion. So that was pretty much wild card weekend.
The Chargers need a new coach, man.
New coaching staff all around. That's how that should really go. Nothing else really to it. So, Cowboys play tonight. We'll obviously
see how that goes.
We'll see how that goes.
Not super confident.
Not super confident is right. We are 0-2 in our last 2 times there. So.
Yep. And don't have a good record in playoffs in the last couple decades here.
Yeah. So, thank you guys for watching the video. Peace.